I need to find a tax professional that can do it on the cheap and do it right now. Hey ambitious friends, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you how I found a tax professional to do my small business taxes and how you can find one the same way that I did. To let you know, I get you. I get where you're coming from. A lot of times it can be really hard to find a tax professional, especially if you are a new business owner. You don't have the connect, or you don't have people in your immediate circle that can be like, oh yeah, this is my tax person. They find me all these tax savings. You might not have that connect. And so if you don't, you have to find another way to get a really good tax person, because at the end of the day, your small business tax needs to get done as well. And so personally for me, I didn't have someone in my immediate circle, and so I had to find another legitimate source where I can find a tax professional who can do it right and at an affordable price. You know, I like the best of both worlds, and here at Darcy's Business, you can have it all. Before I even found this site, one day I was driving on my way home. It was getting very close to tax time. I like to cut things close, but sometimes you don't want to cut it too close where you're past the deadline. And so I was on my way home and I saw a tax office. I literally whipped my car around and I was like, I need to get their name, their number, so I can find them later on. Because I had done that typical Google search. I had even done a Yelp search, and my results were bleak. I saw crickets, and I mean crickets, in terms of good, legit tax professionals that could do my small business taxes. So I don't want you doing wild things like the scenario with me driving and trying to write that number down as well as that office name. I don't want you doing that. So that's why I'm going to connect you with this amazing site that'll get you connected with tax professionals, contractors, whatever you need for your small business, you can find it here. Now we got to talk about the approaching deadlines. For most small business owners, the deadline to file your small business taxes will be April 18th. And so this deadline applies to single member LLCs, sole proprietorships, freelancers. It applies to a lot of small business owners. Also, it applies to C corporations. But there's a deadline that was about 15 days earlier that applies to partnerships as well as S corporations. And that deadline was March 15th. So if you are a S corporation or a partnership, you better be filing an extension, hurrying up on your taxes, because that deadline was March 15th. But for my single member LLCs out there, you are right there with me. We still got time. We have until April 18th again to get our taxes done. If you do need to file an extension, you do have time if you file the extension before April 18th. And that extension will give you enough time all the way up to October 17th to file your taxes. But if you owe taxes, then you are still going to have to pay the estimated taxes on April 18th. The paperwork, filing of the paperwork is due or extended to October 17th. So before you find a tax professional, I need you to do two things for me. First thing, I need you to have as much of your small business organized, because the tax person is going to charge you more money if you don't have those documents all together in a clean and nice way. Second thing, I need you to have a list of your questions. I had a bunch of questions when I was reaching out to tax professionals. I was like, when you gonna get this done by? Why you gonna do it like this? I had a bunch of questions. If you know me, I love asking questions. And so definitely come prepared with your questions so you can get the most out of your tax professional. For the great reveal, I use the Thumbtack. Thumbtack is an online directory that connects buyers and sellers together. And so I'm personally just going to touch on the buyer side because the seller side is completely different. But as a small business owner going on that platform looking for someone to do my taxes, it was a great experience for me. As I mentioned the car situation earlier on, I was definitely at a loss trying to find people. But when I went on Thumbtack, I felt like the power was finally with me. I was in the driver's seat and actually in control of where I was going, because I could reach out to them and set my own terms of what I was looking for. first thing that you can do is create an account with Thumbtack so that you can keep track of all of the tax professionals that you are reaching out to, as well as going right back in, able to log in and continue with the conversation. Next, so you're going to go to thumbtack.com. You're going to enter in your zip code and then what services you need. So business tax preparation. And then you're going to go to an online directory once you enter that in. And then you're going to see a list of tax professionals. And so they can be CPAs, they can be enrolled agents, they can also be just tax preparers. And so it's important to look at whether they're licensed or not. And so you can see whether they offer great value, whether they're licensed, whether they're in high demand, as well as how much they charge right next to them. Also, be prepared that the price or the cost of these services might change due to your individual business's circumstances. And so once you see a tax preparer or professional that you like, you can click on their profile. Make sure to read the introduction, look at the awards that they've received, as well as read through the reviews. And then you'll enter in the type of service that you are looking for, whether you want your taxes filed on an annual, quarterly basis. In this case, it would be annual tax filing, as well as the annual revenue that your business makes. And then you'll hit check availability and you'll be ready to go from there. Once you click check availability, they will reach out to you. You will begin communications with them. If you like their vibe, you like their energy, then you can decide that you will go with them for your business taxes. If not, then you can choose another tax preparer on this site, or you can find them through other means. And so this really was a great option that worked really well for me in my circumstances. Overall, Thumbtack was pretty great. So peace, stay building, and I cannot wait to stay growing with you.